Well, it's that time again. It's time for Ricochet, number 23.
Huge episode this week. Tons of game news. We're heading into E3 next week.
Woohoo! What's new in the news? Well, what's new in the video game world? First off, our beloved Paul George from
Go
the
Pacers!
Indiana Pacers will be on the cover of NBA 2K17. That's out on September 20th. So, yay for Paul George, can't wait.
If you have PS Plus, make sure you download NBA 2K16 so you can get warmed up.
That's right. And of course, Mafia 3 news. We'll have a collector's edition when it launches on October 7th, just, a little while after that. The bundle will cost $150. It includes 2 180-gram vinyls.
Nice.
One featuring hits from the 1960s. The second features the game's original score. And that bundle will include collectible art prints, as well as an art book, faux leather coasters, and a Lincoln Clay dog tags, as well as the game's season pass. Pretty good deal.
It's not bad, not bad.
Of course, just in time for the Mafia 3 hype train, Mafia 2 is back on Steam. And it will be it was taken off 10 months ago, so it's been almost a year.
Yeah, it was kind of weird how it just disappeared one day.
Dun dun dun!
No announcement, nothing.
Mafia, that's how the Mafia works.
Mafia
Careful.
1 is still not back on Steam yet.
You better watch out for that Mafia. Harvest Moon, Skytree Village, has been announced for Nintendo 3DS. Jimatsu is reporting that the game will be set in a land called Oasis of the Harvest Goddess, and it will be playable at none other than E3.
Of course.
Of course it will be. Get my hands on that. If you liked, speaking of Harvest Moon, so we are very familiar with Harvest Moon.
Hmm?
And is this...
Both Harvest Moon and what is now Story of Seasons in the U.S.
That's what I was going to ask. Is this official Harvest Moon? Or is this Story of Seasons Harvest Moon?
This is Harvest Moon, the namesake.
Uh-huh.
It is not the original developers of Harvest Moon, which now have to call their game Story of Season in the U.S. and in the West.
Okay. That's an important distinction to make, so just so it's clear.
So if you are into the classic Harvest Moon games, this is similar, but a little different. There is a new Story of Seasons game on the way as well.
This is related to naming rights.
Yes.
Localization related kind of naming rights.
Because they own the name rights in Japan, but they didn't own the name rights in the West. It was actually owned by the publisher of the series.
Got it. And if you like the Witness's puzzles, but felt it needed more pixels, check out this reimagined NES remake. Dustmop's Wit.NES ROM can be played with an emulator or a power pack on the NES system.
Check out that name. Wit.NES.
Witness? Can I get a witness? The game is only a demo right now, featuring the starting area and 32 of the puzzles. Only 32 puzzles! It's clearly a demo.
Clearly. Pretty cool though, someone going in and recreating that world. Take a look at these pictures.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the real game versus the new game. It's pretty awesome.
Which is the real game now? Speaking of real game, maybe, depending on what your opinion is, Blizzard is serious about curbing cheating on their latest game, Overwatch.
Overwatch has been a smash hit.
Not yet played Overwatch, but it's huge in the cosplay arena. Tracer especially, Widowmaker, some other characters. Not even out a week, and more than 1,500 accounts have already been banned. Shabanned.
I saw on a forum with Blizzard's China site, they were actually listing the names, the usernames of the players that were banned.
Ooh.
They're really throwing them under the bus.
I'm sure they care so much when they just log in and make a new one. for the Smurf accounts and all that jazz. But it looks like with Wizard? The Wizard, no.
The Wizard of Blizzard.
The Wizard of Blizzard. Blizzard is considering cross-platform play, as this showed up as a question on Twitter, maybe because they've banned so many people from a particular service. I'm kidding. Quote, there is no cross-platform play. We'll keep an eye on cross-platform possibilities on the consoles. They did go on to say not to expect PC console crossplay. Quote, mixing mouse/keyboard and controller can have balance and competitive issues.
It makes sense. I mean, while I love the controller, it's so much easier to get headshots with a mouse.
This feels like a PC Master Race argument.
It does. Just a little. Let's not go down that path tonight.
Tempting, so tempting. Check out the future of Metal Gear Solid MGS. Konami has announced, Konami, a new pachinko game based on Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. The machine is even using the Fox engine developed for Metal Gear Solid 5. And if you're into pachinko, like we all are, the game is set for an autumn release in Japan.
Konami will not be at E3 this year.
That's all we're going to say there. We're going to take the high road.
Although...
or not.
We're taking the high road here. I have heard rumblings that Kojima might actually be showing up.
Well, if they let him. If he makes himself be let.
I was going to say, he's out of that Konami contract.
I know, but there's all politics already. Check out Deformers, the next game from the Order 1866 developer Ready at Dawn. Players will use the forms to roll, smash, shoot, throw, and defend their way to victory in this 8-player area combat game. What?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I don't know. Okay.
This is the second game to be published by the GameStop publishing arm.
Coalition, collaboration, I don't know.
Yeah.
Bungie will be revealing what's next for Destiny during a live Twitch stream on Thursday, June 9th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Marsoff?
I initially had it on here. Will this be part of the, what's the name?
Rise of Iron?
Yeah. But new info came out this week. They've actually now trademarked Rise of Iron.
Oh.
So, I think it's pretty well set in stone now.
Marsoff! DigiTimes has 2 new NX rumors. They received from sources within the supply chain. The first states that the release date and production were pushed back to early 2017 in order to enhance the console by adding VR function into the system.
Really?
Very interesting. The second stated that the platform features 5 to 7 inch display. This sounds familiar. Controller, yeah, that too. A joystick, yeah, I got that. And for users to play as a mobile game product. What? Can also connect to a TV for users to play as a home console.
This rumor sounds familiar.
It does.
But let's go back to the other rumor.
Yeah?
Last week we heard rumors of Microsoft delving into VR.
Indeed.
But last year, Reggie had stated that Nintendo was not interested in VR. Like, not at all. What do you think?
I don't think.
Come on, give a little speculation.
I hate it when you do this to me. I think everybody's interested in VR. Nintendo was one of the first to do AR.
They were also, look back at the Virtual Boy. While not quite VR.
The 3D and the 3DS.
They're always ahead of the curve, sometimes even too much ahead of the curve.
I'm not calling Reggie a liar.
You better not.
I'm just saying that VR is very much in their scope of interests per their history.
Well said.
And you? What do you think?
It's tough. I almost wonder if they're making the console VR compatible, but not releasing it day one. But at the same time, the console will need to have the specs to be able to process VR. And that's where I'm not so confident. Is Nintendo really going to set a price point for... Because we know Nintendo doesn't lose money on consoles. Are they going to set a price point high enough hit VR output?
The world may never know.
Oh, well, no, just not at E3.
The Vans Nintendo cross-platform shoe is now available. You can see the entire collection at Vans.com. I won't lie, I'm a little disappointed because while they do have characters that we know and love, the designs are hectic, chaotic.
Some are actually pretty cool. I like some of the t-shirts.
I just mean shoes. I'm talking specifically about shoes.
The shoes are a little chaotic, but they have like backpacks and t-shirts and all sorts of gear. The socks are really cool.
I do love socks. Socksy. Neverwinter, the free-to-play Dungeons & Dragons MMO, is going, it says coin, to the PS4.
Why didn't you fix that?
Because I'm awesome. It will feature 8 classes and 9 expansions already out and will not require PS Plus. They also announced the 10th expansion, Storm King's Thunder, which will release August on the PC, the Xbox One, and the PS4 releases are to follow. So there you go. MMO, free to play, no PS Plus necessary. How does that work?
It's interesting.
It's a new model in the store. The legendary characters from the box art of Pokemon Sun and Moon have been announced. Solgaleo is a lion-esque legendary. He is a psychic steel type. The full metal body, full metal jacket, and ability, and a new move called Sunsteel Strike. Lunala looks like a vicious bat who is a psychic ghost type and has the Shadow Shield ability and the new Moongeist beam move.
Sounds pretty powerful.
Yeah, sun or moon, lion or bat. I'm really torn because I prefer moon, but I like kitties.
You do like kitties.
They will both.
Although there is it Littleth or the new cat type Pokemon?
Yes, there's a cat. Yes.
So whichever way you go, there's a cat looking for you.
It's a fire cat for me.
Yeah.
Both will ignore the abilities of Pokemon they hit. The Pokemon Company website also detailed a new QR code feature that will allow players to register unseen Pokemon, adding a location marker for where they can be caught onto your Pokedex.
That's pretty cool.
You will also be able to share the QR code for any Pokemon you have caught. Okay, so I'm really distracted right now because Will got approved to have Pokemon Go, and he has it. And I did
I
it.
am not saying anything.
Only that you have it, that's all I'm saying.
I will not confirm or deny that fact.
Oh, my bad. So it exists, and I just can't help but wonder, talk about QR codes and like other things, like could you catch a Pokemon on Pokemon Go and put them into your game?
Okay.
Take them out of your game while you're walking, fight with them? Because, you know, they had this Pokewalker thing. At first it was Pikachu outside of the game, with Pikachu like pedometer almost. Then they had the Pokewalker, where you
which was really cool.
take a Pokemon from the game of your choice.
Any Pokemon.
Any Pokemon. But this is like the next evolution of that. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. Just want it to. Just want it to. What do you think? Is it going to happen? Am I crazy? I don't know.
I'm keeping quiet.
He knows nothing. He's like Jon Snow. Less beardy.
Today.
Mafia is now available on the Nintendo Network. Make sure you get the water Pokemon before June 24th. Also, don't forget that Father's Day is coming up, and dads like Pokemon.
They do?
My dad does. The next Skylanders game, Imaginators, will let you create your own character. Stretching, reaching. The Imaginators Skylanders powers, weapons, heads, ears, tails, abilities, catchphrases, fighting styles, and more will be fully customizable.
By you.
Reaching. But don't worry, they will still have figures for you to buy if you're lazy. I added that part, sorry. She does not approve of that. They will have creation crystals in each color to represent elements that are activated on your portal, allowing you to save your Skylander to be transported and used across any console. This is like this prank that you do where you have blue for water and you make a fire type and you put on a blue. They will also be releasing 20 new characters and 11 former in-game villains as senseis. Senseis will come with a master move called Skychi.
These are the figures you can buy?
Skychi, short for Skyline Chili. Brought to you by. All the characters from the previous games will also be usable as Imaginators.
Yeah, I think they've jumped the shark here.
Jumped the shark. Rotten Tomato. Too far.
I was really into Skylanders when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, we got into Amiibo and Disney Infinity.
Mm-hmm.
Sad tears for Disney Infinity.
Yes.
But, yeah, I'm not interested at all now.
Like, I like creating things, but it just doesn't feel right.
Buy a little plastic thing to take your figure somewhere else to sort to.
I'll just have some Play-Doh and I'll just do what I want, and then you can scan it with something and just like put it in. Guillermo, GameLoft's CEO, will step down following the Vivendi takeover. This week, Vivendi sent an open letter to Gameloft employees stating, quote, "We have much to gain from close collaboration with Gameloft's teams and all its partners." Vivendi executives wrote in the letter, quote, "You will take part in a great collective adventure as Vivendi pursues its ambitious redeployment in content and media. The plan will rely upon all of your talents and creative freedom." Wow.
Nice business words there.
You will take part in, you have creative freedom. Guillermo is expected to join his family, of course, at Ubisoft. Ubisoft sent out promotional items for Watchdogs 2 this week, all but confirming what we already knew, that the game's gonna happen. It hasn't been announced.
Not yet, but pretty much so.
Seems like it. Check out this image from the Rad Brad showcasing the gift box he received. I want a gift box. The Division's first expansion, Underground, looks like it will hit the Xbox One on June 28th. A listing popped up on Amazon UK and Germany with the date. The listing is still there, but the dates have disappeared.
Bye.
Wink. Expect to see this hit PC and PS4 about a month later, as Microsoft has a 30-day exclusivity deal. Of course they do.
Bet we'll hear more about that soon.
Sure we will. Final Fantasy XII is getting an HD remake in 2017 titled Final Fantasy XII The Zodiac Age. On top of the updated graphics, the game will feature PS4 trophies, the new Zodiac job system that was included in the Japan-exclusive international release, and a trial mode that will allow you to take on monsters and enemies in up to 100 successive battles. Shaboom!
It looks pretty cool.
Square has also announced the World of Final Fantasy will arrive on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita on October 25th of 2016. We've got a busy September-October.
Yeah, but some of the games we were expecting this fall have already been pushed back.
It is known.
It's sad. I don't think we've covered it yet. I think we'll get to it.
We'll get to it. Hang in there. They also
a lot of news today.
They also have a release, the latest patch 3.3 for Final Fantasy XIV titled Revenge of the Horde.
This is huge.
It's massive. Adds new dungeons, a 24-player alliance raid where you'll be exploring the ruins of Mahak. Yeah. A massive 72-player frontline PvP encounter, the Fields of Glory, as well as new mounts, hairstyles, of course, crafting recipes, emotes, and more. I saw it said ear notes, and I was like, what's going on here? I am most excited. No, I'm not. Someone is most excited about the new Raid Finder and a recommended gear feature.
I wrote this in. I think the Raid Finder is really cool. Especially those times you just want to jump in.
It sounds like you said the Rave Finder.
Oh yeah.
Clearly. Got your candy. You're set. You're good to
Final
go.
Fantasy XIV's getting crazy.
Crazy. Guerrilla Games Horizon Zero Dawn.
1 second.
Wait, I want to talk about this.
I know you do. But the gear finder's really cool. One of the best parts of Final Fantasy XIV is the fact that your one character switches classes.
Yes.
With the gear finder thing now, I don't know the name. Yes, the rave. At the rave. You can put on, as soon as you switch classes, you hit the button, and it'll equip your best gear for that class.
I have a DJ equipped gear in this picture. It's classy.
Yes. She's ready for the rave.
Ready for the rave. Can I say it now?
Go for it. Unfortunately.
I hope the microphone is on. Otherwise, no one will hear this. Guerrilla Games' Horizon Zero Dawn has officially been pushed back to February 28th of 2017.
It's unfortunate.
Here.
Looks really, really good.
Make sure you do check out the new trailer featuring the game's protagonist, Aloy. You have my other big pushback February news in here?
It's in here.
Okay. Fine, I'll wait. Saints Row developer Volition's next game is Agents: A Mayhem, a new single-player open-world game. IGN will be having coverage on the game throughout June, of course. They will. We won't.
Not yet.
Not that cool. This Gen Gaming got a hold of pictures of a Dead Rising 4 poster. There you go. Pics, or didn't happen.
It's true. Pixar didn't happen.
The fan-made Battlefront 3 will be hitting the Steam store for free later this year. Star Wars Galaxy in Turmoil is being developed by Frontwire Studios, possibly without the consent of Disney.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long this is going to last.
Depends on how much hype it gets.
Yeah, but it's not only Disney, because as we know, EA has the exclusive Star Wars rights.
I'm just going to say, very interesting. Leave it at that. Senior Job J. Stauffer, Telltale Games head of creative communication, revealed on Twitter that Batman will be out this summer and The Walking Dead 3rd season will be out this fall. More zombies for you crazy zombie lovers.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking at it. To fix the Far Harbor DLC on PS4, Bethesda has issued an updated version of the new expansion. You will need to leave your game and download the new expansion. As of now, they have not released an update for the previous download.
They wanted to get it up as fast as possible, so they put up a whole nother file for you to download.
Yay, files! Downloading gigabytes! Yay. Okay. Now I can finally say the thing I've been wanting to say all night. I almost cried tears of joy when I found out about it, and I shared it with work friends immediately. Persona 5 will not launch in the West. Okay, that's the sad part.
I was going to say, tears of joy?
Yes, tears of joy because there's a date.
True.
I didn't will not launch in the West, and no, there's more. Until February 14th of 2017. So yes, tears of joy because after 3 years, there's finally a Western launch date. Sadness because it's far away. Joy because it's gonna launch. The PS3 version will be $49.99. The PS4 version will be $59.99. Also includes limited steelbook and no additional cost for all the pre-orders. Exclusively for PS4, Atlas will also offer a Take Your Heart Collector's Edition. Take Your Heart. It's launching on Valentine's Day, so that's really pertinent, right? Including the game in a steelbook case, the 4-inch plush Morgana toy, 64-page hardcover art book, full-size Shujin Academy replica school bag, yeah, for cosplay, a soundtrack CD, and a collectible box. Take Your Heart Edition available for only $89.99.
It's really good.
I saw a picture, and then the picture was gone later, so maybe we got a picture for you.
We got a picture.
Yeah, I know what I'm going to be doing in February.
What are you going to be doing, this or Horizon?
This is first.
True. But I don't think you'll be through it by the time Horizon comes out.
Well, considering the fact that I'm not through P4G, probably not. I do play on PlayStation 4 more than Vita. Shinobi 602, an industry insider with a good track record on leaks, that sounds weird, has said that Bethesda will reveal Prey 2, Wolfenstein 2, Evil Within 2, and a remaster of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
I'd just like to say that Bethesda has already mentioned the fact that they got Skyrim up and running on the Xbox One before they started work on Fallout 4
Uh-huh.
as part of their training for the new consoles.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's only a matter of time before we see this remake.
It's only a matter of time.
As in, probably mere days now.
What?
Next Sunday, while we're testing some games at EA Play,
Sunday Funday.
Bethesda will be having a conference.
It's true. We shall see.
We shall.
XCOM 2 will be coming to PS4 and Xbox One on September 6th for $59.99. There you go. GameStop has leaked a poster of Injustice 2 that is supposed to be a pre-order bonus for an unannounced title.
I love the developer's response to this.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Ed Boon, creative director for Injustice, developer NetherRealm, has all but confirmed the announcement with an awesome tweet. It's like old school paper, parchment, with like a Comic Sans font. Party invitation list. President Obama.
He made the list.
Beyonce.
Of course.
Swiftie Taylor Swift. Oprah. George Clooney.
Even Clooney.
GameStop. Scratched out.
GameStop's no longer on the list.
But, I mean, we're not on the list, but we're also not scratched out. So, like, that's a step ahead, right?
I would say so.
I would say so. Good. Now that we've established that we're not on the not list. We're not whitelisted, we're just not blacklisted.
Somewhere in between.
Somewhere in between. The PlayStation blog announced a new PSVR launch title this week called Tethered. Developed by a new independent British studio, Secret Sorcery. That's a fun name. This looks like an interesting Pikmin-esque game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. During the day, you're going about your business.
Mm-hmm.
And at night, like, evil creatures.
Why the night and the evil creatures all the time, people?
It's true.
Scary.
But during the day, you're, like, building up your island town area.
Mm-hmm.
And all this is in VR.
Mm-hmm.
And then at night, you have to control your creatures to survive.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool take.
No zombies?
Didn't see zombies.
That's good. Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take-Two, spoke to at the Cowen and Company Technology, Media, and Telecom Conference. God.
Dang, you got that out.
Last week, saying this about VR, and quote, just kidding. It's way too expensive right now. There is no market for a $2,000 entertainment device that requires you to dedicate a room to the activity. I don't know what people could be thinking. We don't have something where you could stand on a big open space and hold two controllers with something on your head and not crash into the coffee table. I am not unexcited about VR. I'm just saying it remains to be seen. There are impediments. Looks like, unfortunately, Grand Theft Auto, Mafia 3, and the rest of Take-Two's portfolio won't be hitting VR anytime soon. Actually, being aware of the impediments doesn't imply that VR is a no-go. It just implies the person knows that there are impediments.
I mean, yes, for many of the games on Vive, well, not many, but some of the games, you need to be moving around. But a lot of the VR demos we've tried, it's not required at all, or even smart.
I mean, how dare you have a dedicated room to play video games in? You can't have your VR in your video game room. A living room, family room, bedroom, room.
Room. I mean, Kinect's kind of survived. Move is being readapted into PSVR,
and with the rise of VR, the decline of sales of coffee tables. It's not that hard, kids. Okay. Where was I? Beer based on Mortal Kombat characters. Yes.
This was really cool.
Debuting soon. Very exciting. I'm looking forward to trying some of
She
them.
is ready to jump on the Mortal Kombat.
Finish it!
Yes!
Okay. Nintendo eShop 5-year anniversary.
That was awesome.
Okay. Yay! Finally! He's happy with something I did.
Always.
Nintendo eShop 5-year anniversary sale. Some major Nintendo games like the Metroid Prime trilogy, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. If you haven't played this game, for the love, it's on sale, buy it now. Earthbound, it's a classic, and Super Mario World, they are 50% off.
And many more titles.
I mean, like, there's some summer sales going on. Like, you could buy a bathing suit, it's 40% off, or two. Or you could buy Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, it's 50% off. And my voice gets all high and squeaky because I'm so excited.
Hey, 40 versus 50?
Yeah. And it's cheaper to start with, I think. Just a little bit. Deals with gold. EA Sports titles, Destiny, and Diablo 3. PSN deals, Capcom sale, including Resident Evil, which I've streamed and cried and screamed on. Not cried. Well,
pretty much.
Screamed out loud. Devil May Cry. Oh, speaking of crying. Dante. And Mega Man. Also, Sony has officially dropped the price on Bloodborne. Senor Bloodborne over here.
Such a great game.
The Last of Us Remastered. We presume to be a great game.
Keep hearing. We haven't had a chance to play that one yet.
We have it.
We do.
It's not unwrapped. And
it is actually unwrapped.
Oh, it is. That's good. You've made progress. It's not 0% anymore.
One step forward for gamer kind.
And Until Dawn, $19.99.
Great prices. All really good games.
I presume.
We presume.
I don't do zombies, really, but yeah. Scary things, not so much.
You need to check out Bloodborne, though.
This feels like a Halloween sale. Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, kind of sort of Bloodborne, Last of Us, Until Dawn. This is like a scary sale.
Hey, get them now, play them then. I am so hoping for a Bloodborne announcement from E3.
Like what? Like DLC or like a sequel?
Well, they said that the DLC...
Cosplay?
Ooh, cosplay, that would be pretty cool. They said the DLC that they released was actually the only DLC for the game. Because they were going to do two, but they combined it into one massive release.
Yes.
But maybe a Bloodborne 2 for 2017?
Could be.
I'd love to see, like, at the end of the Sony press conference, just a logo pop up. FromSoft. Boom.
Shaboom. Alright, well that does it for video games. Shall we move on?
Yeah, let's hop into what we've been playing. So, as we know, I've been playing Bloodborne.
Yep.
I have beat the game twice. Not all the way through. I used the save system to go back to refight the boss in different ways. Working on the final playthrough right now. I think I only have like 20 more bosses to kill in the Chalice dungeons. But epic game. If you haven't played it, check it out. You've been playing a little bit more Digimon.
Yeah, I played it like so much and I'm behind on doing my journal, sorry. I'd like to beat that soon.
Yep, get that journal up this week.
Yep.
We've been watching Game of Thrones.
Of course.
Good episode this week. A lot of building, like so much tension getting ready for the last several episodes.
I feel like there are two types of episodes, at least recently. There's the setting up the dominoes. You can tell there's tension, you can tell stuff's gonna happen. It's just like right before things could happen, you switch to a different character.
Yep.
And then there's the let it like all fall down, which is like the episode before this one. You can't get something in the middle, like it kind of plays with my emotions a little bit. It also makes me like a little bit upset because it's like, okay, this was like kind of boring. And when we anticipate a more exciting one next time, if we don't get a more exciting one, you're cranky.
This season's moving along so fast. I know they're saying they're near the end, but it seems like this could have been spread out just a bit more because it's such a breakneck speed.
You're saying slow down the action.
Not slow down the action, just like we saw some really interesting new characters this week that people from the books may know. Not going into spoilers at all. But just a little bit more backstory on those characters would have been fun.
There you go.
Caught up on Silicon Valley again.
Indeed.
Really good episodes.
Yes, it was.
and have really hardcore been going on The Blue Exorcist.
Yes. Oh, no Exorcist.
Such a good show.
Very good. And we also watched 100 Eyes special from Marco Polo.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah.
That was such a tease.
Was a tease.
I think season 2 comes out July 1st, if my memory serves me.
Not soon enough, whenever it is.
Looking forward to that.
Yep.
The Hollywood Reporter has found details about reshoots taking place on Rogue One.
I'm kind of a Hollywood Reporter.
Kind of, but not the.
Not the.
They posted that one source describes the cut as having the feel of a war movie. The goal of the reshoots will be to lighten the mood. Mm-hmm. As you were saying, Jar Jar.
Jar Jar!
Last week. Bring some levity into the story and restore a sense of fun to the adventure.
Yeah, totally Jar Jar.
There are also rumors reporting that the reshoots may also be to get Han Solo into the flick a little bit. Oh, really? With a movie coming out either next year, or the year after, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine. Bryan Singer, the director behind the X-Men films, wants to see a standalone Mystique film.
Of course.
Although, he did tell Empire Spoiler Podcast, whether it's Jennifer or not, she has a different view on the world, featuring, speaking of Mystique, when comparing her to other characters like Professor X. Mm-hmm. So, he doesn't care who's playing her, he just wants a Mystique movie. Although, I think they kind of would be best to hang on to the star people know.
I agree.
At least for now. Jake Gyllenhaal is set to star in another Ubisoft film. According to Variety, the Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time star, will be making his way over.
Avoid name!
To be the lead actor and producer in Tom Clancy's The Division movie.
Actor and producer.
They're still looking for the writer. But man, do they have their star.
Like some people were upset a while back because he was the voice actor and they wanted someone who was like ethnic to have like...
For Prince of Persia?
Yeah.
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 I don't know. I thought it was kind of a fun movie. Mm-hmm. It wasn't... on our scale, I wouldn't give it a 10 or anything like that, but it was a fun night out to the movies. Mm. I haven't watched it since, but...
I don't remember it well enough to comment. I just remember that there was some controversy about him doing it opposed to anyone else.
There was quite a bit of controversy.
Come on, he's Donnie Darko. Come on.
It's interesting how he's pretty much aligned himself with Ubisoft films.
Mad World, Gary Jules, play the song. Yeah.
And even though Agent Carter was recently canceled, Haley Atwell, who played Carter, and Dominic Cooper, who played Howard Stark, both want to revisit their characters. Whether that's in a new show, which they hope, or in the feature films. Which is one thing I really like about how the Marvel Cinematic Universe is, how everything's tied in. We'll get to more on that later. But at MegaCon in Orlando, Atwell even had this to say about revising Agent Carter. I'd shoot on the weekends, blue serum, whatever it takes. She is ready. And Zoe wants to see more Agent Carter.
Yep.
John Boyega will be taking over the role of Stacker Pentecost in the Pacific Realm sequel.
I saw that there was a sequel, and I instantly was like, how did the first one end? In such a way that there could be a sequel. I can't remember if there was a cliffhanger or no.
I think there was a little bit of one at the end. It's been a while. Been a long while.
What are the creatures called?
Oh...
I got tip of my tongue.
Yeah, same. Let's move on.
Indeed.
He's replacing Idris Elba, who had that role in the original movie. Of course, he is busy shooting...
Kaiju!
Yes.
Bless you. Gesundheit.
He's busy shooting the Dark Tower.
Yeah, yes.
Even though there were a bunch of rumors on the subtitles for Justice League Part 1, including Angels and Demons, United, Gods Among Us, Jeff Johns has taken to Twitter to say it's just going to be called Justice League. No subtitle. No word on what Part 2 will be called. And Superman will finally be showing his face in the second season of Supergirl.
Ooh, he's got a face now.
He had a shadowed appearance in season 1. I think he might have even saved her an episode or two, but DC has sent out a casting call because they can't use the same actors from the films to find the Man of Steel for the first 2 episodes of season 2 of Supergirl.
Ooh, who's it gonna be?
This could have big implications on the rest of the DC universe. With her filming up with the other shows now on the WB.
It is true.
It's pretty exciting. So, to close with this week's episode, let's talk about what we want to see most from E3. I know I mentioned earlier in the show, I'd love to see a sequel to Bloodborne.
Well, you know, I'm very excited for any Persona 5 things that happen, but I'm most excited for the one and only Nintendo demo for the Wii U.
Yeah, I hear, well, we talked last week, it's supposed to be massive.
Yes.
Excited to see that. Excited to see Horizon Zero Dawn, which we spoke about.
If it's not clear, I'm talking about a Legend of Zelda game. Yeah. Just to be...
So, what we want to see this next week is, of course, on target for us. We will be at the E3 event. I know for sure I will be at the Ubisoft event on Wednesday.
I'll be there on Sunday.
Yep, you'll be there Sunday. And we'll be figuring out the rest of our coverage. So make sure you stick to crossfirecoop.com. Check us out on Twitter, handle Crossfire Co-op.
Yep.
Facebook, just look us up.
YouTube, eh?
Always YouTube.
Instagram.
We will be having coverage all week long, everything that happens. And of course, we'll wrap everything up next week on Ricochet.
That's right.
So until next week.
See ya.